Here we are for another episode of Porch Perspectives. We've got a special guest with us today. My guy. He is one of the funniest people I've ever had the opportunity to encounter in my life. Mr. Rayshawn Stretch Smith. What's going on, honey bun?
Please quote that, whatever timestamp that was. She said the funniest. You're welcome. What's
Oh my goodness.
happening?
Ah, I can't call it, man. I'm just, we tried a little something different today. We had a little bit of technical difficulties initially, and got laughed at a little bit. But he didn't judge me, so that was a good thing. As you see my little white cord here, I got some headphones in a perfect placement, so it's not, overshadowing my graceness. So what?
Translation. Translation. She tried to hide the headphones. She didn't want to wear them in the first place.
We ain't had to say all that, but all right. So what's been going on with you, man? What's been going on?
Ah, life. Life has
Uh,
been lifing. That's what's been going on with me, man. Nah, man, I'm just, down here in Atlanta, being a father, husband, brother, cousin, best friend. What just trying to be me. Trying to make it in this crazy world, trying to raise my kids right. You know, yeah, just been life, man. Trying to stick to this acting game and trying to get into this entertainment world. But it's a hard nut to crack. But
I
I'm
get
still
it.
with it.
That's good. So perseverance is there. Wonderful.
Yes,
Um,
perseverance, the hallmark of a champion.
there it goes. So I typically start off with a little backstory between me and my guests, just to give, our audience a little opportunity to kind of know, well, how do you know this person and where you guys know each other
Mhm.
from? And this is gonna be the fun part. So okay, just so we're clear, I'm going to refer to you as Stretch because that is who I've always known him as, is Stretch. So
And that's
any
perfectly fine because not too many people know Stretch. Not too many people had the privilege of knowing Stretch. So y'all get to know Stretch today.
wonderful, let's get it. So Stretch and I go back to approximately 2003, 2004.
Mm,
Stop, 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 stop. We ain't gonna tell them
mm.
how long ago that was, but it was, for all they know, this is being recorded in 2006. We're recording in 2006
Yeah,
for our
okay.
for our so we go back that far ago, or that long ago, I'm sorry, to high school. This is another one of my E. Smith alumni.
Yeah, Golden Bulls, baby.
All right. We go, hold on, look, we represent 1800 real hard.
1800 Seabrook.
Oh my God. Off the dirty Merc.
Oh, off the mark. Uh, off the mark.
So we went to high school together, and another thing that kind of brings us to, that's where we relate at. We're both military brats. Um, I'm an Army military brat, whereas Stretch, you're Air Force military brat, right?
Correct.
Correct. And we rode the same bus to school and the same bus home.
Correct.
Those bus rides was love. It was all the way live.
Oh man, it went down the bus, man. Woo! Oh man,
Oh
them
man.
bus rides were legendary.
Oh, I could. Oh, we're not even gonna talk about some of the stuff that happened on those bus rides, but I
That's
do
that's a whole
remember.
nother episode of the podcast. We're gonna say that for later day.
I will go ahead and put this little tidbit in. I remember. I don't know if you remember what happened, but I remember getting kicked off the bus at one point in time. I got suspended off the bus over something that was not my fault. And you know, when you talk about, kids going to school these days and the things that go on, like they will never get the opportunity to endure and handle or to experience the things we've experienced when we were in high school. And that's crazy because something as simple as it wasn't even a fight,
Hmm.
but it was just threats that were being made at me. And I'm just like, dude, this is not this. You don't want this action. You don't want this action.
You talk about you getting kicked off the bus. Do you remember when the amount of times I got kicked off the bus?
No, I didn't know you got kicked off the bus.
What? You didn't know I got kicked off the bus?
No.
Oh my
What'd you
god.
do? What
Woo.
did you do?
Uh okay, so the first time I got kicked off the bus, shoot, what was the first time I got kicked off? Oh yeah. So the first time I got kicked off the bus, right? So we had a substitute bus driver or whatever, and he was one of them substitute bus drivers that he was like, I'm an adult, y'all kids, y'all shut up and listen to me. We was like, bro, relax. You doing too much right now, son. You doing too much. We was being our normal selves on the bus. Because we had our bus driver, Miss Gail, who
Yes.
knew how we got it in.
And I loved her because she would always remember she used to drop me. She used to take me to McDonald's to go pick up my paycheck.
So I'm like, yo, bro, you out now, whatever. So the next day on the bus, I guess he told Miss Gail that I was on the bus threatening him and saying all types of crazy shit. So I was like, what? So Miss Gail was trying, get at me. It was like, you was telling him, he don't know who you are. You don't know what you're capable of. I'm like, yo, I said none of this. What are you talking about? And she just kept rattling on, rattling on. So I just yelled, man, fuck that substitute bus driver. Loud as shit. And she stopped, she slammed on the brakes, stopped the bus. So she was like, what'd you say? I was like, you heard what I said. We get to the school. Of course, I'm sitting on the bus. They keep everybody on. I could have sworn I thought you was there. You was there for one of them times I kicked off the bus.
I think I was.
Cause it was you and Shannon, and y'all was like, yo, we gonna stay on the bus. We gonna let them know it's not you good. And of course, I forgot what his name was. It wasn't Mr. Mac. It was the other. Was it?
It was two Mr. Max.
You're right. It wasn't. No, it wasn't the older Mr. Mac. It was the younger Mr. Mac.
You had the
So
bus
he
Mr.
got on the
Mac and the
bus.
assistant principal Mr. Mac.
It was the younger Mr. Mac. So he got on the
Mm-hmm.
bus, and of course, Miss Gail was telling him all this other bullshit. So I was like, man, some bullshit. So I get out the bus heated because I'm like, she's sitting there lying on me. So of course I'm getting out the bus. I was like, man, I hate you, man. I was like, I hope this bus crash. You the only one that don't make it off. I was that fucking vindictive. So that was that time. Then there was another time. I think I was I think they had tried to give us assigned seats.
Yeah, that didn't work.
I wasn't having it because they trying to put me at like the front, like right behind the bus driver. I was like, I'm not about to sit in this fucking front. Nah, fuck that. I'm about to go where I normally sit. This is where we gonna rock.
And we didn't even necessarily sit in the back of the bus per se,
Yeah,
but we sat towards the back of the
towards the
bus.
back.
So it was
And
like, no,
it
assigned
was one of
seats.
those
What?
like, yo, get in your seat. That's not your assigned seat. I'm like, I'm not sitting there. So you can either sit here and make us all late, or you can drive the bus. Roll the bus to school. Everybody gets off. Of course, I get held back. Smack goes over, grabs me. Yeah, there was a few times I got kicked off that bus, man, because of my mouth. But
It came with the territory.
yeah,
Like, I think that, being the military kids that we were, a lot of people, especially going to a civilian school,
mm-hmm.
they didn't understand where we were coming from because our parents taught us if it ain't right, speak up.
Yeah,
You don't just go with something because somebody said it or because I'm an adult. That doesn't make sense. Especially, like you said, that situation. She wasn't even there for that. And it's like, oh no, you don't do this and you don't do that. You said this and when you weren't even there. So how are you going to speak on it?
facts.
Make it make sense. But yeah, we had some good times though. Because I tell you, outside of the bus episodes, we had good times, and I think the bus episodes was probably the most time we actually spent together, our quality time, because we
Yeah,
sat on that bus bugging out.
man.
Early in the
Man,
morning, we
I tell you
creeping.
the bus ride in the morning usually helps set the tone for the day, and then the bus ride home usually it was kind of like a recap of the day, but then it was also like, all right, what's going on? What's going on with everybody else? Blah blah blah. But yeah, man, them bus rides were legendary, man. Bus ride.
Now you remember,
Thinking about it now, like I don't know, like I don't know how today's kids are on the bus. And cause my son don't take the bus. Like we take my son to school, and it's luckily his school is like literally 10 minutes down the road from my house. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be comfortable with him riding the bus to school. I probably won't be comfortable with him riding the bus to school until he probably gets to high school. That's just
hmm,
me because I know how I was on the bus, and I know how I was with other kids on the bus, and I don't know how these kids are nowadays. They might be a lot more desensitized, or they might be a little more hypersensitive. Don't know. All I know is if my child is anything like me, which he is, it's gonna be a problem.
ah, you know, Let's talk about that. So, um, here's another funny story. And yeah, I don't care. I'll talk about me, feel how you want about me. I don't care. I'm a proud parent. Um, we just disclosed or conversed that while I was in high school, riding the bus, morning and afternoon with Stretch, Stretch just told me he did not know that I was pregnant.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Look, no, no, no. I want the people to understand this, okay? So there was a point in time where you had started wearing this big ass black heavy ass jacket.
It was the fleece throwover.
Now again, I didn't know why you were wearing this jacket. I just assumed it's cold. It's cold weather. She might be cold
It's the
natured.
winter months. It's the winter months.
Exactly. So I was oblivious to the whole fact. Now, fast forward, you done had the baby. You out for a couple weeks. Again, still oblivious to the fact. Don't know what's going on. Because again, I didn't worry about other people's business. I hear through the grapevine and she had a baby. Whoa, hi. What? She was how you have a baby when you're not pregnant? They was like, nigga, what are you talking about? She was pregnant the whole time. I'm like, what? They was like, you didn't realize that by her wearing that big. I'm like, no, I just thought she was cold. Sorry. The
It wasn't
amount
really big.
the amount of hell and ridicule I got because I didn't know you were pregnant, like it was unbelievable. Because they made it seem like I was supposed to know it. I was supposed to know what you would do. I was supposed to know the gender of the baby. I was supposed to know the baby name. I was supposed to be at the baby shower. I was supposed to know. I'm like, y'all don't fucking tell me shit. And I'm supposed to just magically. I'm supposed to just assume. Like I'm a magician. I'm a psychic. I'm supposed to know this. Like, she's pregnant. No. And again, that just might have been just me being naive and oblivious to shit, but I didn't know. So yeah.
And a lot of people didn't know. That's why I said it wasn't just you. It was a lot of people.
But I bet you they
But
get ridiculed like I did. Oh my
well,
god.
you probably caught that because of how it was a group of us. It was me, you, my brother,
Uh,
Shannon, and I don't remember his name, but the one we called Mighty Max because he was so short.
Mighty Max because he was so.
A little black guy. He was short. I don't remember his name though, but we called
Well,
him Mighty Max and Polly Pocket was Shannon.
Mighty Max and Polly. Oh,
I don't remember the guy's name. That's irrelevant. And then there was the white boy. We called him Milk.
Alex.
I guess that was his name. I don't remember.
That's the only
But
white
the
boy I hung with. Dog, what? Was it Alex?
I don't know, but we called him Milk because it was just Milk. This is how, as kids, we were just, I'm not going to say dumb, but we were just dumb. We come up with some of the weirdest names,
We was a different
but
breed.
we were, but it was just like our little group of friends that like we
Yeah,
hung out with each other on the bus, getting into school the first thing in the morning, we all chilling or whatever, unless you went and did your thing or, somebody else went and did their thing, but we all kind of hung together.
yeah,
And I didn't say anything because I was like, for what?
yeah.
At the
And
end of it, like,
I wouldn't have blamed you if you. Like I said, I didn't. I was always the type that I was like, it ain't my business, so I'm gonna stay out of it. Period. If you invite me to your business, cool. But other than that, I'm not getting into your business like that. So the fact that I didn't know about it, I was like, well, okay, cool. That's I didn't know. I didn't know. But
that's it.
I think it just irked me more because people was like, look at how you ain't know. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, y'all really trying to clown me because I didn't know.
Just
Like,
because you nosy and I'm not,
thank
and I'm
you,
wrong.
thank you.
But no, when you talk about the kids and whatnot, like I said, proud parent. It is what it is. But my kids, going to school, I was one of those parents too. I didn't because I know how I am.
Mhm.
And dear God, they got me down to a T. Who is bad? It's bad. Like, Stretch, you've never seen me physically fight anybody at school or
No,
on the bus or any of that.
no.
'Cause I had. I grew away from that. I didn't want to do that. But my daughter, my daughter, dude, I've seen the videos, haymakers. I'm just like, dude, what are you doing at school or in the back? I'm like, girl, come on. She's like, Mom, they messing with me. Hey, handle your business, but just kind of be discreet about it.
Yeah,
We ain't gotta do
like
that.
get rid of the evidence. Get rid of that. Man,
Oh no,
kids
they
these days,
videotape that one.
kids these days, if you hear about a fight, is this video to back it up? We was going to
Yeah,
school. If you wasn't there to see the fight, you had to talk to somebody that was there that saw the fight go down. And by the time
yes,
it got to you, it's done been
it was
watered
already done.
down, changed. The people that were in
Mm-hmm.
it done changed. The outcome done changed. Like I was always getting fights like fourth and fifth hand from people.
Oh, I'm like, no, what? Like, yeah, I guess because I know honestly, I don't think there was much of any fights going on at for our bus area per se. Now
Nah.
it was close. We came close to it now because I forgot. I don't know how it happened, but you remember at one point in time it was like closer towards the end of my senior year,
Mm-hmm.
where for some reason, because the Air Force base kids rode with the military with the Army base
Yeah.
kids. We all because you were Air Force, I was Army, and they all rode together because Pope and Fort Bragg were like literally right next door.
Mm-hmm.
So it ended up being a situation where it was Pope versus Bragg on the bus
Yeah.
with Pope kids and Bragg kids. I was like, man, how in the world is this going there? How is this going to end?
And it was never
And I remember,
and it didn't start out that way. Like it wasn't like always like bad. It was always kind of like a rivalry type deal. It was always
yeah,
because I remember we had like the Pope Bragg like football game. It was like all the kids from Bragg, y'all come to Pope. We gonna get the kids from Pope. We gonna play
yep.
football with us. It started out like that,
And it just
and
trickled
then
down
along
because
and
y'all don't
then
know how to
as
act.
as more and more kids started riding the bus, certain issues came into play, and then before you know it, it was this person want to scrap this person. This person talking shit about this person. I was like, and I'm sitting there like, all right, well,
Neutral.
cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool. Like, cause the dudes,
I don't.
cause the dudes I roll with, like, yo brothers, Terrence, like all the niggas I ran with, like, I can honestly say, like, I was that one in the group where they was like, nah, Stretch, you chill, nigga. We throwing the hands. You chill. Like there was
And that's
plenty
how
of
it
time.
was.
There's no, I'm serious. There was plenty of times where we be out somewhere and niggas would be, popping off at the lip. And I'm with my boys. I'm not gonna let them just, fight. And I'm just gonna stand there like, yeah, nah, nah. I'm gonna rumble in with them. I might get my ass rumble
Hmm.
with. There's times Terrence will look at me and say, Stretch, if you jump in, I'm swinging on you. Stand the fuck back. So I'm like, I ain't bet. You ain't gotta tell me twice, niggas.
And that's crazy because I remember distinctively, and I'm not going to say any names. I distinctively remember, and I don't even know why this came about, but from my understanding, it started with my brother talking to one of the girls that stayed on Pope.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking. Well, they ended up breaking up,
Mm-hmm.
and my thing is, you not together anymore, move around. But me being the big sister and him being my little brother, if he's got an issue with, especially when it comes to females,
Mm-hmm.
what's the problem? So like I said, and I could be getting the story all the way misconstrued, but from my point of view,
Mm-hmm.
they broke up. She went her way, and then all that started. All that started. She had it was mind you, we all rode the same bus, but they sat towards the front because they
Yeah.
didn't sit back there with us. But that group of girls, it started with the one whose name starts with an A, and I don't even know the big dark skin one, but that's the one that for some reason she had it out for me, and I don't even know who the girl was. She graduated with you, matter of fact. Just don't remember her name. I don't know her name to this day. I do
Oh,
not.
I know who you're talking about.
You don't even understand what was your beef with me.
I know who
I
you're
don't know
talking
you.
about.
We've never exchanged words or anything, but every time I got off the bus, you were always doing something slick with you calling me out my name. One day you tried to trip me as I was going off the bus. Then I had a doctor's appointment with my daughter one particular day. And one of the guys that hung out with them, you know who I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
he was with them, the other girl, her little sister, and I don't know, it's a gang of them. I had a doctor's appointment right after school, so my next door neighbor took me. Remember my next door neighbor? Her mom took me, went to my doctor's appointment, come back. All the kids running to my, as soon as I get out the car, yo, Ashley, so and so was over here. They was beating on the doors looking for you. They told me they were gonna beat you up. Da 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 da. Da. What? Don't you know? I went back to E.E. Smith that next morning. Every single one of them. Oh, there you go. Come here. Let me holler at you. Oh, there you go. Let me holler at you. Oh, there you go. Let me. I got every single one of them one by one. The next time that you call yourself coming to somebody's house and wanting to jump them, fight them, or anything of that nature, number one, make sure they're home. Because that's the one thing I promise you. My dad, I've like literally, I've always been the fighter in the family. Like for some reason, I'm always the fighter. And anytime something popped off, oh, I'm not backing down from it,
Mm.
but like, make sure I'm home. If you're gonna get that excited and riled up, make sure I'm home. Because if you want that action, what make you think I'm not with that action? Come on now, we can do this.
And let it be known, this was all in the days before social media.
Oh my God, before social media. But that whole situation that transpired why I got kicked out of school for 5 days
Mm.
because of that issue. And still to this day do not know where that issue came from, but I do know there was an issue at Walmart. Me, my cousin, which my cousin is my dad's cousin. She's much older than me.
Uh-huh.
We went to Walmart and I took my daughter with me. And while we're putting everything on the belt to check out, I just hear people ooh and then on. Oh my God, she's so pretty. Da 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 da. And I'm looking like, who's over here looking at my baby? I turn around and it's them. When they, when I tell you, when they looked up and saw it was me and my baby, oh, they turned around and walked off. My cousin saw this, mind you. She's from up north. Oh, she's like, oh, we got a problem. So she went and confronted the girls. I got scared of the stuff. I was like, I ain't want no issues. We in Walmart. Hey, we ain't on base. We a little ways away from on base. Got to get back home. Don't you know they went back to school and told the principal and I got suspended?
Ha- and that again, to me, that makes no sense. Like,
Yeah.
an issue at
They literally
Walmart gets
pulled
you
me.
suspended from school.
When I tell you, they literally pulled me out of my business economics class and set me in ISS and told me I could not leave ISS until my dad came up there. I was like, well, what is the problem? Because you guys are not telling me anything, but you want me to sit in ISS. No, I'm not doing this. Well, we need a parent or we need somebody to come up here. We need somebody up here. So I'm like, all right, say less, bet. I called my dad. I said, Dad, they pulled me out of class and got me in ISS. They said they need you to come up here. They will not tell me what's going on, but they said they need you up here. So my dad's like, all right, give me a minute. I'm about to go on my lunch break and I'm on my way. All right. I had to sit in ISS for an hour. This chick sitting across the way from me, so I already knew it was something, but I didn't know what.
Mm.
She's sitting across the way from me, just trying to make comments. Anyway, we get in the principal office with both Mr. Max, her dad, and her sitting across from me and my dad. They bring up the incident from Walmart. It didn't happen at school. Why are you bringing it up? There was nothing that was said for me, so why are you bringing it up? That was a grown woman. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Why are you bringing it up to me at school?
Exactly.
But they kept going over all the instances and this, that, and the other. I was like, and you're bringing up instances that never happened at school. So what are we talking about? When I tell you her dad went off on her, she was in there crying and every boo-hoo crying. And when they said 5 days suspended, I looked at my dad, I looked at the principal, and I said, well, if I'm going to get 5 days suspended, can I at least fight her? He said, looked at me, he's like, shut up, Ash. No, I'm just, give me a
I
reason. Like,
mean,
if you're going to suspend
seriously,
me for nothing, let me at least fight her.
let me at least
Get
pinch the
that way I
bitch.
have a reason.
You know what I mean?
That's something. But what a days, man. Back in the
Oh,
day.
high school. What a time to be alive.
I'm telling you, these kids couldn't handle it these days.
No, they couldn't, man. Like I be sitting back some days just thinking about how I was in high school and how my years in high school was. And I just be thinking about hearing these kids and the stuff they're going through. I'm like, y'all wouldn't have lasted a day,
3 minutes.
a
3 minutes.
day in my shoes. Cause it's man, when I tell you, I heard it all. I seen it all. Like I said, I didn't see a lot of fights, but the fights I did
Mm.
see, oh, they were epic.
And the funny thing, I never saw any fights either. I mean, I know there were fights that happened, but I never heard. I was never on the scene.
Oh,
I was never on the scene.
so here's the funny part. The fights I did see, I stumbled onto them by accident. Not even looking for them. The bit I think the craziest one I saw was the one there was one in the cafeteria. These niggas started okay, so you know when you walk into the cafeteria, right? You can either
Yes.
go to the right, you go to the left, and then all the way towards the back is where the lunch lines are at. And
Right.
then if you go to like the left hand side, there's the door that leads outside to where the tennis court's at.
Yep.
These niggas started all the way from that side of the cafeteria. And I mean, they was throwing hands at each other. I mean, moving tables. These are two big dudes. They started from one side and they slowly worked their way towards the other side. And you know, the other side is where the double doors are when you go towards the gym. Man, the lunchroom monitor that was in there for that morning, she saw that. She politely packed her stuff up, got up, and walked out. And I said, "Who the fuck is gonna break this fight up?" So I'm standing there. So I go stand where she was sitting because I'm like, well, you know, there's that small spot where all the teachers and stuff sit. I go stand in there. Now I got a bird's eye view of the entire thing. These dudes, I mean, they throwing blows at each other. And then as soon as they get to the double doors over here to go outside, they just stop and walk their separate ways. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Y'all just do all that.
Oh,
But that for that
they was tired.
45 seconds to a minute, oh, they was going in. I was just sitting, I was like, yes, I finally get to see a fight. I finally get to see a fight. But yeah, I saw some pretty good. I saw a lot of aftermaths too. Like I
Yeah.
stumbled upon it, and then like Coach Butts is moving people out the way. You know, Coach Butts, big huge dude. Like
Big.
he trying to break up a fight. He don't care who's in the way. He throwing people,
You getting thrown.
throwing people. I see one girl. Uh, one girl. They was carrying her to the nurse's office from the lunchroom, and she was just leaking. I mean, just all this was just bloody. I mean, it was trickling too. And she was like, "Then I said, man,
That's wild.
Smith was crazy. I love Smith though.
Yeah.
Best high school ever. I love E. Smith. Had some good times there. Had some not so good times there, but I love Smith, man. Fights aside, man. I love Smith, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was
I think that's something that anybody that went there could say the same thing. Because like even like me not being from Fayetteville, like I hated Smith when I first started, but at the end of the day, I loved that. Like I loved everything about it. It's like the staff was cool, and that's I think probably what made it so great for me.
because I went to because I didn't start Smith till my 10th grade year. My freshman year,
Hmm.
I went to Jack Brick because we were
Ew.
because we when we first moved to Fayetteville, they didn't have any base housing for us, so we had to get a
Right.
house off base. So we found a
Hmm.
house. It was off of Cumberland. Here's the crazy part. So when they redistrict the lines went up for the schools,
Hmm.
technically I was living down the street from 71st. Like literally, I was like a 5 minute walk from 71st. But when they redistrict, my district fell into Jack Brick. So I had to take a
Hmm.
bus ride all the way to Jack Brick. Man, I hated freshman year. I hated freshman year. Jesus, I hated freshman year, man.
Poor
Freshman freshman
thing.
year, man, was just crazy. Because first of all, I'm the only freshman in a bunch of the classes that I'm taking, and most of them are honors classes. So
Hmm.
all the upperclassmen, they all looking to me to cheat off of, because I'm the only freshman in there, and they like, oh, he must be smart. He the only freshman in here, like, and so, but I mean, the people that I met at Jack Britt, man, I'm still like, I still like talk to them like periodically to this day. Like I'm still cool with some of them,
Hmm.
but I just didn't like Jack Britt, man. The funniest thing that happened to me at Jack Britt was going to the pep rallies and seeing them drop a cheerleader at a pep rally. That was the funniest shit I had seen. Because I mean, when I tell you, because we had our pep rallies out on the field. Well, we usually had them in the gym, but this day we had them out on the field. And so it was three cheerleaders, three white cheerleaders, mind you, and one black cheerleader. And the black cheerleader was the one that was tossed up in the air.
Oh man.
So they doing their routines or whatever. They tossed this girl up. And when I tell you this girl came down and landed with a thud.
Mm.
And they didn't even try to attempt to catch this girl. When I tell you the whole entire stadium went, oh, ooh, it was all in unison. I was like, and she got up, and the teachers and the coaches had to run to her because the way she got up, she was about to start swinging. And I would, and rightfully so. Like you toss in the air, it's three of y'all, and not one of y'all try to catch her. It'd been a problem.
Oh, I'd have fought. That'd have been another fight.
Yeah. So Jack Britt was my freshman year, and then, like I said,
Smith
started
ended it
Smith
all.
sophomore year, and then went all the way to my senior. And that's all she wrote. But I love Smith,
That's
man.
it. Yeah. So when we talk about, we went over, where we know each other from, some funny stuff going on with that. So where are we at now? Fast forward to 2 years, because remember this is 2006. Go ahead, fast forward.
Well, if it's 2006, we're gonna fast forward 2 years to 2000. Oh no, we still in 2006, right? Okay, never mind. I was gonna say fast forward 2008. We got a black president. Shout out to Barack.
Okay, so let me rephrase that. What has your your defining moments in high school done for you to establish where you are now?
Oh, let's see. So, the good thing about getting kicked off the bus, um, I spent a lot of time in Mr. Mack's office, the older Mr. Mack,
Okay.
and Mr. Mack did well. Mr. Mack was a member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and he would show me all these, pictures and awards that he got from the fraternity, and just he was like, show me all this stuff, whatever. And I knew about black fraternities or whatever. I was like, yeah, if I go to college, definitely thinking about joining one. And then, because it was him, and then Mr. Dickey, he was new.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Q, so he tried to show me about him. I was like, yeah, no, I know what the Q's. I'm definitely not gonna be one of them niggas. So just having talks with Mr. Mack, and Mr. Mack really sat me down and just kind of talked to me. He was like, look, you're an intelligent black man. Like I can just sit here speaking to you, knowing, you know, the type of person you are. You're an intelligent black man. Like this ain't you, but stuff happens. So just talking with him and things of that nature. So when I finally did go to college, I already knew in my mind I joined the fraternity, what fraternity I want to join. So
Mm-hmm.
that led to that. Um, my major in college was theater arts. I got bit by the theater bug sophomore year. Um,
Oh.
we was in theater class, and the teacher had put on a play. It was Tyler Perry's Family Reunion. No, yeah, Tyler Perry's Family Reunion. This is when he was. I think he had just started out doing these plays. So he was, and you could get all of his plays at the flea market, the bootlegs at the flea market.
I think my English teacher was the one that introduced me to Tyler Perry.
So and up to that point, the only black playwright I knew about was August Wilson. That's the
Mm-hmm.
only black playwright I knew about. So to see that there's another black man, he's doing plays or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. This kind of interests me. So I got into that a little bit because by this point, my dreams of playing basketball was out the window. Got cut freshman year, got cut sophomore year, junior year. I didn't even bother try out. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I got cut freshman year, so nah. And I knew the niggas that played on the team, so I was like, ain't no way in hell I'm making a squad with these niggas. So I was like, yeah, nah, it ain't happening. So I started redirecting, looking for a different avenue as far as what I want to do with my life. So fast forward, graduate high school, uh, go to college, University of North Carolina, Wilmington.
Whoop whoop.
Yep, yep. I wanted to go to an HBCU, but
Yes.
here's the thing, because I want people out there. to know that when you apply to HBCU, they be taking their time and they be bullshitting when it comes to applications and applicants. All right.
Not expecting
No, they
that.
do. Here's the thing, though. So you remember in North Carolina, they had a website where you could apply to all the schools in Carolina, and they would waive the application fee. I
Mm-hmm.
took full advantage of that. I applied to Chapel Hill. I applied to State. I applied to A&T, which I already knew I was gonna fucking get into A&T. I could sneeze and get into A&T. That's how I knew I was gonna. Seriously, I applied to what else? I applied to. I applied to Fayetteville State. I got into Fayetteville State. Um, which I was trying to consider going to Fayetteville State. I was like, it's right there down the street. I'll be at home, so my parents ain't got to pay for room and board. But my folks was like, so, yeah, I got into Fayetteville State. Had I went to Fayetteville State, I might be a different person. I know I'd be a different person than what I am now, and that's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's just I would have been a very different person. Because you got to think about it. My graduating class, most of the seniors went to either A&T,
Mm-hmm.
Fayetteville State,
Mm-hmm.
or Central.
Right.
Those were the three. I applied to Shaw, and I got into Shaw. Now I narrowed it down to Shaw, and I also applied, of course, to UNCW. The only reason I applied to UNCW because my mom's had gave me the application. She was like, they got a good theater program. You should consider it. So I was like, I bet. My folks wanted me to go with A&T because, of course, they both went to A&T. But my family's from Greensboro. I damn near been to every summer program that A&T had. And plus, at the time, I was like, my father wants me to go. I was in that rebellious stage where I was like, whatever my father wants, I'm going to do the complete opposite.
We all went through that.
Yeah. So the fact that he wanted me to go to A&T so bad, I was like, yeah, it's not happening.
Mm.
Plus I was like, they want me to be away from home. If I go to A&T, I'm going to be right at home. Because my grandmother lives down the street from A&T. My granddad and them live down the street from A&T. Like, I have family so it's like, y'all don't want me to go to Fayetteville State, but y'all want me to go A&T? Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. So I get in the Shaw. Now again, I had my mindset. I'm like, all right, I want to go to Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to Shaw. I want to go to Shaw. So come time for tuition, financial aid, scholarships. Shaw is dragging their fucking feet. Shaw is dragging their Johnson T. Smith also applied to them. Got in. They was dragging their ass with scholarships and financial aid too. Applied to UNCW. Got into UNCW. Then they started pretty much. I felt like a stripper because they were throwing money at my ass. They was like, oh, you're a minority. We're gonna give you this amount just for being a minority and coming to this. You come to this program during the summer. We're gonna give you this amount of money. Oh, you're a theater major. You want to major theater? Well, we're gonna pay for your first semester of books and tuition. Blah blah blah. Oh, you come to this program. We're gonna throw this amount of money to you. Oh, you graduated in the top. Honestly, we're gonna give you this. I'm like, hey, y'all just throwing money at me. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting to hear from the
Mm-hmm.
other school that I really, really kind of want to go to. I did not hear from Shaw University until I think it was a week. I had sent in my stuff to UNCW. By this point, I said, "Yo, I'm sold on UNCW.
Right.
They want me bad." So, all right, bet. By the time I sent all this stuff in, I think it was like a couple weeks out before freshman orientation. Shaw University finally sent something back saying, "Hey, we want to offer you this amount." I'm like, y'all too late. Y'all too late. And that's all y'all offering? Yeah, nah, I'm good on y'all. So I went to a PWI.
Okay. I mean, I think, I didn't go to college right out of high school, so I completely get that. Um, I ended up going later down the line,
Uh,
and I actually went online. But that's one thing that I say I did miss out on that experience of, graduating, preparing for college, you know, let the schools compete with who wants me, this, that, and the other. I missed out on all of that. And like I said, I ended up going to an online school, and I'm actually in the process right now of doing what you wanted to do. I'm going to Fayetteville State.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I'm still working on everything. I'm trying to get everything, my ducks in a row and whatnot. Because right now I work full time and I just don't have the time to really sit down and focus on school. Because one thing about it, I don't want to start it and fail out. I've already had enough hiccups on the road along my journey in school. I don't want to do that no more. So I want to be able to
I
do that,
understand
and
that completely.
I want to push myself because what I'm going to school for this go round, I want to honestly, I'm changing my major. It started off as business management, and I changed
Mhm.
my major from business to psychology. So
Mm.
yeah, that's a whole other situation in itself. And I know with psychology, I'm not about to sit here and waste my time and my money to fail. So I'm just gonna wait until I where I need to be, and then I'm gonna go for it. So, and like I said, I definitely give you a lot of props with that because I think the last time that we actually spoke prior to today, um, you were actually still in Wilmington. I was in Vegas, and we had spoke about some of your endeavors that you had going on because I was like, I know doggone well that ain't Stretch. And it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. But yeah,
So,
man. Yeah, man. Just yeah. College was a whole nother beast that I kind of was ready for, but then again I kind of wasn't.
mm,
But yeah, college was a was another whole nother. Them was some good 4 years, and I wanted to make sure, like you, that I actually graduate. I finished all the way through. I didn't want to start and then quit because I met a whole lot of people that did a semester, did a semester and a half, did no full year, and then never came back. Or it's like, yeah, I'm gonna just take this break. Real, never came back because the option was it's either go to college or join the military.
that's it. There's always the options.
Wasn't joining the military. No, wasn't doing it.
You sound like my son.
So
You sound like my son. He's like, uh-uh. My dad asked him a while back, hey, Jordan, you're next, right? Jordan said, no, I'm going to college.
so hey, look, my pops right now, he's like, man, I gotta get one of my grandkids interested in the Air Force since my kids. And I was like, you have fun doing that there. You have fun doing that.
Yeah. And I think that's a whole story in itself.
I said
So,
I spent all that time being a military brat. I know. I trust me. I was just as much in the Air Force as you was, sir. I'm good on that.
I might not have had to wake up PT with you, but guess what?
Nah, yeah, nah. Whenever you had to leave, guess what? We were right there with you.
There it is. So, UNC Wilmington, how was that for
Yeah.
you coming from Fayetteville?
Uh, UNC Wilmington is right there on the beach, which didn't really, mean much to me because I didn't really go to the beach like that. Like, uh, around a whole lot of white folk, uh, which, I was used to being around white folks in any capacity. So, being a military child, you're around a whole lot of people in different cultures on a daily basis. So that wasn't really a problem for me. Going to school, I met a whole lot of white folks that never met black people, never
Yeah.
grew up around black people, which was shocking to me because I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that really do exist.
So hey,
Like, y'all don't know no black people?
hey, bro, we
Y'all never
exist.
grew up?
We're here.
I, I used to hear that in like jokes, like, there's white people that they never, met a black person, didn't grow up around black. No, that's true. I went to school with some of them. Oh my goodness. You have not lived until you have been made the honorary representative of your entire race. And I've been there on several occasions. Like when white folks got questions for you,
Yeah.
you feel like you represent for the whole time. All right, so I gotta answer this I gotta answer this right because however I tell them, they're gonna take that and run with it. And they come across other black people. Well, he told me this. Nope. See, no,
You
I
won't pin that
I
on
gotta
me.
make sure you're right. So
I've never
college was
been to
fun, man.
Wilmington.
Of course, I pledged in college, so that kind of added to my funness in my 4 years. But college was a different scenario, man. Different scenario. Had a lot of ups and downs. Uh, Did a lot of drinking in college. A lot of drinking. And I'm not really a big drinker like that, to be honest with you. I think I did the most drinking in my life when I was in college.
Mm.
I'm not really a big drinker like that. Like now, like I might have a glass in college.
Stressing about midterms and whatnot.
Look, it even had to be midterms. I ain't got class the next day. What we do?
Damn.
It's a
So,
Tuesday. I ain't got class till I ain't got class till Friday. What we doing?
pop a bottle, sit on the beach with my feet up.
So yeah, man, college was fun. Wilmington's a good place. You know what I mean? Had a lot of fun in Wilmington, but it's easy to get stuck and stagnant. So I know I had to get out of Wilmington and yeah, North Carolina, just, to keep it moving.
I got you. So, what's going on with you now? Now that we have graduated college and things are just like the world is yours. I know some of the things that you've done, but I want you to tell people what are you doing?
So I moved to Atlanta in 2015.
Mhm,
Um, I had a cousin down here who had been working. He does work for he did some work for Marvel. He's a he's a location scout.
mhm,
So he does a lot of location scouting for a lot of the big movies around here and stuff. And he had been trying to get me down here for years. This is when Tyler Perry had first started peaking in Atlanta. So he's like, man, you gotta get down here, cuz you gotta get down here, cuz you gotta get down here, cuz. Then I kept like brushing up, like, yeah, I'm gonna get down eventually. And then finally, I was just like, fuck it. Let me go ahead and move on down there. So packed all my belongings in my then Honda Accord and drove all the way down here. I stayed with my uncle for about a year, maybe about a year and some change. Found me an apartment and then moved my girlfriend, who's now my wife. She moved down here as soon as I found the apartment. And then yeah, I think that first year of her moving down here, she got pregnant. Had my first child in 2018.
well,
Um,
congratulations.
thank you. Baby boy, he came. His due date was Mother's Day of 2018. He came the first week in April, so he was
Oh,
super premature.
okay. He said he was ready for
Yeah,
that action. He's ready to get up, you get it popping.
yeah, man. So that was a little scary, but he came out, good. Had to stay in the hospital for about a week and some change, but we finally got him home. Now that boy has got so much energy. It is unbelievable. And he's just like me in both good and bad ways, just like me.
So, your endeavors with your theater, what are we doing with that?
So my background's in theater, so I got a overall encompassing knowledge of theater arts. From everything from on stage, off stage, behind the scenes, scene work, lighting, da da da. Um, so before I left Wilmington, of course, I did a couple stage plays. I did some musical theater. That was my early days of paying my dues, starting out doing musical theater. I
Okay.
can't sing, so don't ask. I can't sing,
I wasn't.
but I can play the background. I can play the background. And I can give you the jazz hands and the facial features. Like I can lip sync my ass off to make it seem like I'm singing. But I did a few stage plays. I did a few indie films, and then when I got down to here to Atlanta, um, the big thing was if you want to get an agent down here, you got to be taking ongoing acting classes, which honestly I think is the stupidest shit ever because they're not trying to help you pay for these classes. They're not trying to help you find these classes, but they want you to be taking ongoing classes. Like, and then when I say ongoing, like they want you to be taking these shits weekly, monthly, you know, constantly. You know what I mean? And it's like you see my resume. I have a degree in theater. Like that's the basis of acting. And I have acting workshop. I had an acting coach before I came to Atlanta. So like, I had one agent tell me that she needed me at like 99%, and I was 95 just off sheer raw talent energy. I'm like, so you don't want to take me at 95 just off sheer raw talent energy? I was like, all right, but you gonna regret that. So I get down here and just trying to figure out the landscape, So I start, reaching out to a few folks, seeing what the temperature is around the area. Eventually, I find an acting studio that I like, because that's another thing in Atlanta you gotta do. You gotta pick out an acting class that's going to be best suitable for you
Hmm.
and your skill set.
Right.
And I found this acting studio. Shout out to the company acting studio. Um, they taught acting from the basis of theater, which is right up my alley. You know what I mean? Excuse me. So I get down here and I did a couple of indie films. Um, did a couple of stage plays. One big stage play I did when I got down here was called the Dingalogs.
I
It
think I
was
remember seeing that.
yeah. It was the gay man's version of the vagina monologues.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which was new to me, because I knew at some point in some capacity I was gonna have to work alongside the LGBT community because it's big down here in Atlanta.
Right.
I just didn't know right off the bat that was gonna be one of my first projects. But the play was huge, and when I saw the exposure and the reception that it was getting, I was like, "Oh, this shit, they on to something." Unfortunately, that play never made it past. I think we did like two big runs of that show, but then conflicting interests, conflicting parties, that kind of stopped dead in the water. So um, had to keep moving. So finally got me an agent down here, and yeah, just been booking and grinding and submitting for stuff. I A lot of stuff that I've been in for the most part, I pretty much booked on my own.
Hmm.
That's the thing about me is I don't wait for somebody to book me in something. Like, I'm always submitting for shit. I'm always looking out for stuff. Submitting like, hey, here's my resume, here's my acting reel. So I've done a couple of reenactment shows on the ID network, on
Yes.
TV One, and Discovery Plus. There's a few
Okay.
reenactment shows on there that I've been on. Homicide Hunter.
That's my
Um, I,
favorite. That's what I first. That's the first one that I saw. I was like, dude, you gotta be kidding me, because I
yeah.
love that show.
I did a Homicide Hunter. I did two episodes of Homicide Hunter.
Hmm.
I did a show called Fatal Attraction.
Hmm.
Um, I did For My Man. I think it was both on TV One. I did a show called American Detective, and big ups to those reenactment shows, because they're keeping me afloat as far as getting me good footage and coverage for like my reels and stuff, and also just keeping me on TV.
Yeah.
Uh, they're all filmed right there in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is like a 2.5, 3 hour drive from here. So, and Knoxville, people sleep. It's a little sleeper scene. It's got a little nice vibe to it. So
Okay.
um, yeah, man, they been keeping me, keeping me going. Oh, and what's the other joint I did? ATL Homicide. I think that's the name of the show. I did an episode of that too.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look into that one, because I don't think I've heard of that one in particular. There's another one that I think Monica is the host of. I
Nah,
don't think it's
nah, not
this
that
one.
one.
Okay. So, but hip hop homicides or something.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'm
know what
thinking.
you're talking
Okay.
about.
But yeah, I mean, that sounds like, you got a lot going on. And, coming from where we came from, I don't think you would have ever thought that, you would be where you're at now. You know, doing even, like you said, the reenactment um episodes with these major names, these TV
Uh,
shows that we've literally, like, people like myself, that's all I was watching. I had to stop. I had a problem. But I love I love my I love my crime TV now, don't get me wrong. But when I came across that, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I know him. I'm like, and you did amazing. I've got to give you your flowers right now. Before anybody else thinks about giving flowers. I'm gonna give you your flowers because you did an awesome job. And I mean,
Thank you.
it really I didn't really focus so much on the fact that, oh, that's Stretch. It was, I'm following the storyline and you did a great job. It was wonderfully put together. So, yeah,
Thank
big
you.
shout outs to you and everybody that was involved with making that happen because I swear they couldn't have picked a better person for that role.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I my cousins and stuff send me little snippets. They be doing their little Snapchat videos and they'll send them to me on Messenger and they'll be like, "Yep, just seen you or just seen a preview for a show and you popped up on the screen and stuff like that." So, yeah, man. Those reenactment shows, I mean, they're just that. They're like reenactments. Like, there's not a whole lot of dialogue to them. 9 times out of 10, it's just okay. You get on set and be like, all right, so here's a scenario. Here's what we want you to do, and go from there. Like the one you're probably talking about. Uh, there was some dialogue, but it wasn't a whole lot. But it was a good amount of dialogue. So, but yeah, man, reenactment. Like, I be having fun with those because it's not necessarily a whole lot of dollar required, and you're not on set a whole lot. For the most part, they try to get your stuff done, you know, shot in and out, boom. Uh, but yeah, man, those reenactment shows they keep me afloat as far as keeping me active. So
Okay.
as long as I can keep booking those, I know other stuff will come along with that.
Well, I'm
Uh,
sure I think that you definitely have the potential for more, and I see more coming up for you. So I'm definitely, I'm gonna sit in the background, do my fangirl thing in front of back. But another thing that I really was like intrigued with, I'm like, okay, so you've got the reenactment shows going on, and you're still like I saw I think last week you also do improv.
yes, I've
Okay.
uh, I've added that. Well, I've always had improv in my wheelhouse as far as like a skill set, but I've never been like officially a part of like an improv troupe.
Hmm.
Until last year when I got invited to be a part of this new improv troupe called Unscripted Atlanta, which we
Mm,
started right here in Atlanta. Um, I like to call us like the Wu Tang of improv because we are so similar to that of the Wu Tang Clan, like as far as like our people in the squad. We're getting a pretty nice little buzz about us. People starting to check for us and really notice that we got some good people in this crew. We got some good shows. Um, the crowds we do get, because we're not really packing out the houses like that, but the crowds that we do get, they are thoroughly entertained. They come to laugh. They come to participate, and they are telling people, and they're telling any and everybody that wants to listen, these guys are hilarious. Um, fortunately, we have been able to book for the entire 2024 year.
mm,
Every second Friday of the month, we are doing a show, and that's just for one venue. So we're always looking to add, other venues to book us, other organizations to book us. So yeah, man, we just a group of funny motherfuckers just trying to make people laugh.
doing a good job.
Yeah, man. And our improv group is composed of so many people. We got actors, we got real life stand up comics. We just got people that just do improv that have been doing improv their whole life, damn near. Uh, we got influencers. I mean, our improv group is a nucleus of just talent. And we
Hmm.
got pretty much all areas and bases covered. So that's what makes us so special. And I'm excited for us, man, because we are just scratching the surface. And people that have come to see our shows, they know they come to see us, they're going to have an amazing time. And for the people who have not caught on to us, trust me, when y'all do finally catch on, y'all gonna wish y'all would have caught on sooner. Cause
Well,
that's
I
how
can go
good we
ahead.
are.
I'm gonna say I've caught on a long time ago. Y'all need to catch up.
Facts.
So I don't want to, I love, I love everything about this right now. Like I'm having too much fun with you, but I do know, we're busy folks. We got things to do.
Uh-huh.
But I do want to just, end this with, I want to talk about, what your motivation is behind everything that you're doing right now between, your skill sets, parenting, um, being a husband, family and all that. What is your motivation behind what you do?
Two
I know there's a
names.
lot.
No. My motivation right now for just everything I do, two names. Pharaoh and Rhea. Those are my kids' names. That's the only motivation I need right now. Cause me doing this acting thing, this entertainment thing, I can't necessarily quit it. Not because I physically can't quit it. It's because my son, he's got to see that once you start something and you put your all into it, you got to see it through. And it's gonna be times where shit gets thrown at you. You're gonna have to figure some shit out. You gonna have to alternate. Move around. And I don't want him to get complacent or think that it's okay to quit when things get rough.
Right.
I want that for him. My daughter, ain't no man gonna love her more than me. And I want to show her the type of man that she need to look for when she gets older and when she starts liking boys, which hopefully when she be about 25, 26 out of my house.
Maybe 30.
Yeah, maybe 30. Yeah, see? Uh but my kids, man, are my biggest motivation, man, because right now, that's the only thing that gives me any type of joy and hope is just seeing their faces. I mean,
Right.
I love everything else about life. I mean, my wife, my family, but my kids, man, like everything I do for them. Like anytime I'm getting ready to do something, they're always right there, front and center in my mind.
Hmm.
And just to know when I come home at the end of the day, they don't care about me being on TV. They don't care about me being on stage. They don't care about how many people came to see me, how many people laughed at my jokes. All they see is daddy. And that's all that matters to me. So as long as they can continue
That's
to see
beautiful.
daddy, I'm happy with that. I know eventually they're gonna get to their teenage years and probably be disgusted with me, but that's fine.
You never know. You might be the one that, the cool dad that they're proud of. Like, oh, my daddy do this, and my daddy that, and my daddy will take you on in a one-on-one arm fisticuffs.
Not fisticuffs.
Yes, because that. Look,
The
you
word for the
know.
day, ladies and gentlemen, fisticuffs.
Oh my goodness, fisticuffs and funnies. I think that's what I'm gonna call. This is gonna be the name of this one: fisticuffs and funnies.
Fisticuffs and fun. I like it. I like it. Put it on a t-shirt.
Don't play with me.
That's
Well,
what I say that every time. Every time somebody says something good or they got a good slogan to quote, I always say that. Put it on a t-shirt.
I mean, that's one way to get the word out there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, man, that's my motivation at the end of the day, man. Just live life. Try to set an example for my kids and try not to try not to follow down the same path that my parents went down with me and my sister, but at the same time, still keeping some of those teachings that they taught me.
Right.
Like my kids, man, they don't realize how good they got it compared to how we grew up. Because right now, my son is the same age as I was when I started staying home by myself. Like, like legit, like my son is 5 years old. I started staying home by myself at 5 years old. I would come home from school, lock the door, put my bag down, clean the bathroom, go watch me some TV, maybe fix me a little something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I can't leave my child in a room for 5 minutes by himself. let alone let him stay at the house by himself for 5 minutes. And I'm just like, my kids will never know this type of, this ordeal because this won't. It's just it's too much going on in the world
Yeah,
nowadays. Like
you know,
the stuff that we dealt with growing up, my child would never know about.
no. You know what's funny? When you mentioned that, it's like, do you catch yourself now as a daddy? How
Mhm.
many times do you catch yourself saying the same thing that your dad used to tell you?
I had a I had a Facebook status up the other day that said parenthood, repeating the same shit that your parents used to say to you. Now you saying it to your kids. That's all parenthood is.
That's it.
I do it on a constant basis. And I have
I've done
to,
the same
and
thing.
even after I say it, I have to go into like a quiet corner and be like, "Fuck, my father used to say that shit."
I've done it all the time. I literally will have to sit down with my son. Mind you, like I said, mine is 15. So when I have to have those conversations with him, whether it's about girls, it's about other people at school, the guys and the teachers, or whatever the case may be, I find myself literally repeating what my dad had said to me. And I just find it funny because I'm like, I remember when you said that. Because obviously I'm saying it again. So it's
Yeah,
not something that I didn't get. I'm just, here you go. Here's one for the records, guys.
yeah. It's like, yeah, I heard you the first time you said it, pops. So you gotta keep repeating it. Now that I'm repeating, I'm like, ah, Jesus Christ.
I told him, I was like, look, I'm tired of talking. I don't want to repeat anything. It's whatever. That's on you. I ain't repeating nothing.
Yeah. So I try not to be too much like my father, but I find myself sometimes doing the exact same shit that he used to do, and I'm just like, oh God.
But it's funny when you think about it. It's like, damn, he's right.
Yeah,
I might not tell you every day, but he's right about something.
yeah. And you hate to admit, be like, shit, yeah, point. I should tell him.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't gonna
You
tell him.
know, nah. Now, if I tell him, that's only going to make him, well, I told you that such and such and such. No, I'm not even going to give you the
Yeah.
satisfaction. Oh my goodness. I would love to do something, kind of get everybody together one day, but I don't know how we're going to be able to do that. But in the meantime, you're in Atlanta. I'm not far. I've got to get in touch or keep in touch, of course, but I've got to get some time set up to where I could come down to Atlanta and come check you out.
Uh,
And I
oh
think
yeah,
I'm going
most
to do that
definitely.
one of these
Come
days.
on down
So,
here. I'm gonna tell you right now, traffic is terrible.
ah, man.
Traffic in Atlanta is terrible. No. You think you know? It's terrible. Terrible. I didn't realize how bad it was until I got here.
Uh,
And my cousin, I tried to go visit my cousin one day when I first got here. He said, cuz, wait till about 7 o'clock before you come through. I'm like, nigga, what? What? Like you at the house right now? I'm about to come through. He's like, nah, cuz it's 5 o'clock traffic. You're gonna be in there for a while.
mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, it's that bad. You gotta know the times when to get on the highway and when not to get on the highway.
Yeah, I feel that
And
100%.
and know
Because
and know that wherever you go in Atlanta, it's gonna take you all it's gonna take you at least 30 to 45 minutes just to get to that destination. On a good day. It don't matter if you're going down the road to the store. You mess around and run into an accident on the way to the store.
now, see, now I'm good. There's enough traffic and accidents out here because people don't know how to drive in the rain and in the months where the deer are active. I've literally watched a deer run into a car. I mean, he tried to
Oh,
stop,
I
but he slid into the back of the car, rolled over into a ditch, and then looked up like, all right, I'm good. I'm good. I made it. Hey, bros, you
I
almost caused
just
a
seen
whole accident.
a car hit a deer the other night. I was doing DoorDash. Got to do DoorDash as a side hustle. And this woman, it was on a residential road. Deer came out of nowhere. She hit the deer head on. The deer did like a halfway somersault over the hood and landed on his legs and then tried it off like nothing happened. I'm like, the fuck just happened? I hit a deer one time here in Atlanta. No, I take it back. The deer hit me because driving and the motherfucker tried to hop in front of the car real quick and it clipped my headlight. So I had a bunch of deer fur in my headlight. But I didn't know if you don't pluck deer hair from your headlight, it attracts more deer. So
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I think these deer just plotting. They plotting on us.
they do.
They just be waiting. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No, no, no. Please don't. Don't. Stay where you're at. Just look both ways before you
But yeah,
cross the street.
traffic in Atlanta is terrible. So you got to know the times when to maneuver and when not to maneuver. But as long as you get that figured out,
I'll stay on the outskirts and call you when I'm there. I'm like, I'm around, but somebody's gonna get me.
hey, the outskirts ain't no better.
Well, dang, what am I supposed to do?
Learn the side streets and main roads. Stay off the highway. That's
Or
what I
you
do.
don't, y'all just gotta come get me because I'm not learning nothing.
Yeah, you
Come
could.
get me.
You could take a Uber and Lyft. Yeah, that's just, I was doing Lyft for a little bit
You're avoiding
when I first got
you're
down here
avoiding
too.
what I'm. No, I'm not getting an Uber or a Lyft. Hello? Hey, Stretch, come get me. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about Uber, Lyft, taxi cab, deer. I don't care. No, come get me. I don't know where I'm going. And I ain't learning these streets because I don't
I
live there.
got
I ain't from
you.
down there.
I got you.
All right, hon, well, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna wrap this one up real quick, but we are definitely going to have you come. You're gonna have to come back and hang out with us on the porch.
Of course. Trust me. This just barely scratched the surface of how we know each other. Like there is stories for days that we could talk about. There's so much stuff, other stuff I could talk about. This is just barely scratched the surface. So I'm definitely coming back. That's not even a question. I'm
Oh,
coming back.
oh, I love it. Big loves. All right. I think you just like getting flowers.
That too. I mean, who doesn't like that?
I mean, I like it. So yeah, you're right.
See?
Yeah, we're all right. But all in all though, I like I said, I'm really, really like I said, I've been telling you this for years. I am so, so proud of you and everything that you're doing, everything that you have done, and everything that you're going to do. I really am. I really wish that we had more folks like Stretch in the world. We need more stretches.
No, because then I lose the franchise. No, I'm one of me, but nah,
Okay. Okay, well maybe not more stretches, but
I get what you're saying.
you gotta
I get what you're
you
saying.
gotta come up with your own thing because you're stretching. You gotta come up with your stretch, your
Yeah,
people. Like,
yeah,
hey, y'all come follow me. Let's do this. We
yeah,
gotta do it like that. We gotta
yeah.
do something. But yeah, we just like I said, I definitely love and admire everything that you're doing. Um, and hopefully, I'm gonna just call him Baby Stretch. Hopefully, Baby Stretch will be one to definitely take on what you've got going on, and maybe one day we'll see a father son collabo. I don't know, but that would be
Oh,
quite interesting.
he is
Y'all are
definitely
that.
on pace for that. Like I don't want to expose him too much. Like I just want to give him enough to where he can make his own decision or whether or not this is something he want to pursue. But that boy is definitely made for the spotlight.
Oh wow, that's great. Oh, that's gonna be so fun. I can't wait till we look. We're gonna have a family reunion one of these days.
Of course, of course.
I think that you know what? Now I'm talking about it. We need to have a Porch Perspectives family reunion.
Hmm. Right
Mm.
on the calendar.
Yeah, we'll do something about that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, is there anything else that you would like to leave our viewers? Any words of inspiration, um, thought for the day, or anything else that just pops into your head?
Um. Well, before I get my words of inspiration, if you're watching this, you can follow me on Instagram at RLS Junior underscore the underscore actor. I'm on Instagram. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook, Rayshawn Smith Jr. Please say the Junior. Um, yeah, that's where you can find me at right now. I'm not on TikTok, so don't ask. I'm not on Snap, so don't ask. I still do have a MySpace. Don't know the password and the name of my page, but still had. I may still have a Black Planet page. May still have one of those too. Whoo, I was heavy on. I was heavy. You know what? Let me stop. That's gonna put me on another tangent.
We'll go on the next one. We'll
Yeah,
take that one to the
but
next one.
if I could just say anything, man, don't march to the beat of somebody else's drum. Be the beat in the drum that everybody else marches to.
Mm, I
Um,
like that.
yeah. Just be yourself, be confident in whatever it is you think, say, and do. Not everybody's going to agree with you. I'm finding that out the hard way. But as long as you stick to your guns, as long as you stick to what you say and you stand behind it, they won't like it, but they will respect it. And that's all you can ask
Mm.
for. It's for respect.
And you heard it first. Or you heard it here first on Porch Perspectives.
Fact.
Ha! All right, my dear. Well, we're gonna go ahead and let you go because I know you got things to do. Got to go get baby boy and whatnot.
Yep.
But like I said, we will definitely be in touch. Okay.
Of
And
course.
don't forget to send me all that information so I can make sure that this goes on the video. So we go ahead and get more folks involved and see if we can get a little bit more turnout for you going on. And maybe, hopefully one day we'll get somebody calling you and saying, "Hey, I saw you on Porch Perspectives. Got a movie for you." That's what I'm looking forward to.
Put it in the atmosphere. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. All right, Stretch. You be good, sweetheart. And we'll be in touch, okay, sweetie?
My sister, I appreciate you. Till next time.